The Air Canada Center has filled the capacity. And here we are, Game 4 of the Eastern Conference quarterfinals. We've got a chance now for our T-Mobile starting lineups. You look at the Raptors. They're back to the wall, down 3 games to 9. Here on their home court, Clark will have to make a last-ditch effort to avoid the sweep.
Well, you know their confidence has been shaking. Trailing 0-3, even though they are at home, it's obvious the team they've played has been much better. So it's going to be an uphill battle from here.
And let's check out the Sprite ice-cold keys to the game.
So defensively, they can't lose track of anybody. See the ball and see your man. If someone slips free, you'll find it.
Clark, how about Toronto? What's the key for them? It ought to be a compelling game to watch. Thanks, Clark. And so it's the Raptors getting on the board first. Bellinelli gets the bucket.
He doesn't take that one to the rim.
And the Bobcats have it. 4-point game. Downtown, the pick used. Down low. Here's Bosch from short range. Oh, he misses the shot, but he'll go to the line for 2. That's an O.J. Mayo.
That's a no-brainer. You got to stop the layup there.
Here's Bosch. Shot no good. And Charlotte the other way now. The break is up. Iguodala tries to.
He'll miss some of those even when he's wide open.
Here's Diallo. It's hauled in by Jose Calder.
Kevin, even with his shooting ability, you can't settle for long-range bombs like that to play his jumper. He can just rise up and pop it right over the defenders and get a good shot every time. Good pick there.
Low block. Here's Bosch. Connects from in close on the scoreboard. To Diallo. Hangs and hits. Tries to keep it alive. It's picked up by the Bobcats.
You got to have a vice grip on that ball in the low post. You got to really squeeze it.
Kisses it off the glass and in. Al Bargnani. He's against Oden. Shoots.
That's not something you'll see very often. Got the mid-range jumper he wanted, but off target.
Here's Evans, and it's tied up. Here's Calderon. Nails. Leads him in. Rips it down off the beautiful. Great anticipation.
The interior D was lurking on that.
Knocks it down with one hand. Wings. Triple converts the difficult. Diallo, the screen. Off the screen. Graceful finish. To Bargnani. Bellinelli. Lays it in.
Steve made him think about that one.
Here's Bargnani. Does not get the go-ahead bucket. And Charlotte has possession. Dion passes it back to Evans. Dion, the screen. Here's Evans. Trains the open look. Picked by Bargnani. Bosch. Sinks it off the pin.
Offensive execution right there.
Collison, right wing. Here's Diallo. Drops it in.
And look, nice job there.
Here's Bellinelli. Buries the short ring.
Quickly to the basket. That's how you do it.
Diallo, the screen. At the floater. Almost a 3-point opportunity. Instead, he'll go to the line. It's on Chris Bosh.
Contact certainly alters that shot. The official was right on top of it.
Good on numbers it off. Bosch trains it from the corner. Diallo, the screen. Over Bargnani. Hits it from 20 feet away. Right block. Bellinelli to the baseline. Shot's good from Bargnani.
Give him a little elbow room. It's automatic.
And the Bobcats have it. They trail by 1.
Some players really...
To Bellinelli. Picked by Bargnani. Puts up the baby hook.
I'll tell you what,
Here's Diallo. Trains it from short range. Diallo, the screen. Diallo. Oh, barely misses the shot, but he'll go to the line for 2.
Contact certainly alters that shot. The official was right on top.
Gets him. gets the bucket.
What a hard...
And here's Diaz. Inside. Finishes with the... Here's Bosch. Can't hit. The Bobcats take it the other way. Iguodala. The emphatic jam. Bosch down low. The jump hook. Here's Evans. Buries the free throw line jumper. 6 seconds to shoot.
I enjoy it when teams run their own in close there and made the most of it.
Here's Evans. Gets in close. There's Donelli. He's covered by Iguodala.
It can't be breakdowns, and that was the difference.
There's Donelli. He's got the ball
Back close to the basket. By that time, it's already too late.
to hands from short range. It's stolen by Evans. The break is up. Here's Iguodala. The pass cut off by Evans. That's going to be his second takeaway of the contest. Stuffed in, and he's fouled. Opportunity for a three-point play. Dion, high post. Here's Collison. Sticks it. Dion, the screen. Down low. Off the screen. Graceful finish with it. Dion, the screen. Into Dion. Puts it off the sweep pick. Here's Bosch from close range. To Iguodala. Sticks it from 17. Here's Bosch. Laid in softly. No good from Chirkaloo. And it's the Bobcats' ball. It's a 10-point game. Iguodala drops it in on... Slams it full off the drive. Here's Calderon. Frames it for three. Got a piece of it. It's picked off by the Raptors. Inside. Gets the leg. And the Bobcats have it. Here's Gordon. Dumps it all off.
Watch the screen.
Off the screen. Here's Jack on the paint.
This off layup. Nice play.
Here's Hawes. Frames it off.
He's a guy that's comfortable with his back to the basket. I think he's going to be an outstanding center. He's going to throw in, lived in it, and I think he's done an admirable job. He's really conducted himself well, and he's been good. He's willing to be coached, and he puts in the time and effort to improve his game.
Hawes connects on the baseline. Not loose.
He's really struggled this game holding on to the basketball. But you really don't expect it from anybody. He's just having a really tough go-up.
Here's Hawes. Rips it down. Right now, the Bobcats on a bit of a roll here. Odin kept alive with the second effort. Ravens, right wing. Here's Jack. Pockets the free ball. 6 seconds to shoot. To Evans. Drains the easy jump.
He's been working to get good looks.
Here's Bargnani. Nails it from close range. Right wing. Down low. Here's Jack. Lays it in. Here's Iguodala. What a buzzer beater.
That's simply a big-time shot right there, Kevin. To have, with the clock winding down, is something special. A lot of players don't have that. Man, this is ugly, Kevin.
Yeah, it's definitely a excited game so far. The clock runs out and we're heading to halftime. The score, 79-59. Well, it's time for our... Welcome back to the start of the second half. You know, some of the fans at home are hoping for a comeback. For the... Now Chirkaloo working on Collison. Here's Bosch.
Failing here. One guy can only do so much.
Here's Odin. Gets the bucket and the foul. with it. Diaw's there. Nesterovic hit the 15-footer. Sweet.
They're harassing him for 94 feet with full court man-to-man defense.
Fouled as he went in for the jam. Here's Bosch. Nails the big-point attempt. Here comes Calderon. To Turkoglu. I'm inside. Lays it right in.
High speed inside. Sets his teammate up for the easy deuce.
Odin. Flushes it.
Oh, man, now that's nasty.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Cheryl Miller.
Well, guys,
That should be absolutely illegal. The D dared him to put it up, and he couldn't make him pay.
Now Turkoglu. He's against Collison. Here's Nesterovic. Count the baseline.
May have been the story so far, and I don't think it's going to change unless this team starts defending with physicality.
The basket by Chris Bosch. Nails the easy. Toronto with the ball. It's a 14-point game. Here's Pellinelli. Hits the quick shot. And so here is Charlotte. 22 is their biggest lead. Diaw. Collison leads the game in assists. Here's Calderon. Connects from the high post. Diaw, the screen. To Diaw. Off the pick. Lays it right in.
Nice play for the layup right there.
Here's Pellinelli. Shot is up. Now the Bobcats take it the other way. Mayo. Foul. Take a trip to the line. It's on Chris Bosch.
Not a bad foul there, Kevin. You don't want him to get the easy layup.
And he makes the first one. And the Raptors going with something different. Get a screen. To Nesterovic. Here's Pellinelli. Connects on the tough shot. Kobe Bryant and the Los Angeles Lakers as they travel to Louisiana to take on the Hornets at the New Orleans Arena.
They're a lot of fun to watch right now.
Bosch gets the reach-in call.
Shooting from the field. And I think that's always a function of ball movement and shot selection.
DeRozan, I'm inside, finishes with to Barnett. Puts up the baby hook. Just to shoot. Great anticipation.
They certainly haven't been very good here in the quarter in regards to protecting the ball.
Great.
If they make after you hand it over, it's also a chance you didn't have to score yourself.
Turkoglu gets the left of the rim against the Bosch with it. Outside. Here's Pellinelli. Yes, from downtown. Pellinelli, baseline, unloads from 9. That's good. And so here is Charlotte. Earlier in the game, they had a 19-point lead. Here's Mayo. Drops it in on, and the game clock. Turkoglu. Here's Bosch. Sinks the open shot. To Diaw. Pellinelli snatches it down. 4-92. Boris Diaw came to play. 30 points, 3 rebounds.
He's scoring well, and he's doing it with excellent efficiency. That's the key. He's playing within himself and getting good looks.
All right, the fourth quarter should begin momentarily. Diaw's there. Buries the short-range jumper.
he says we've got to get in their face, take them out of their comfort zone. He wants to see deflection.
Cheryl. And now for our sideline reporter. Cheryl has some information for us.
Well, over the break, I listened in by the Raptors bench. The head coach continue attacking the rim. He said the shot will eventually fall. He said, you guys can do it. Hey, this league pays off.
Covered by Iguodala. It's tipped. Stolen away by Evans.
Not a single turnover in the first half for him, Kevin, but that ball control he had.
Following the basket by O.J. Mayo. Here's Jack from close range. Gets the land.
And if he does, then things will go fine for him and his team. But it's a challenge when you start having some trouble handling.
17. Calderon. From just inside the three-point line. Calderon inside. Easy shot. That's good. to Nesterovich.
Kevin, you know, they're behind, and you've got to point to all of those turnovers as a big reason why.
Here's Iguodala, lays it in. And so here is Charlotte. Earlier in the game, they had a 19-point lead. And we hope you'll tune in this Tuesday. It's ongoing round one coverage of the Eastern Conference. It promises to be a thrilling Game 5. It's a home game in Boston for the Celtics. They play host to the Indiana Pacers.
We'll see how it plays out.
Gets them both.
Taking the basket, and he's not shying away from the contact, which is giving him some free throw opportunity.
Diallo, the screen. Off the screen, hammers it in to cap the... Odin in close. Graceful finish. Here's Calderon. And O.J. Mayo pulls it down.
Tough miss. They got a good look, just couldn't capitalize.
It's been all... There are athletes. And then there's Andre Iguodala. I mean, this guy is a high flyer.
He really...
And the Raptors with possession, trailing by 19. Here's number 24, a 17-point game. Calderon to the wing. Jack's shot is good. Here's Diallo, gently drops it. Here's Pellinelli, can't get the three to fall.
He's having...
Here's Diallo, drains the easy jump. Leads him with the pass, tries to save it. The dump off to Mayo. Dumps it off. Evans nailed it with just a whip. Now Turkoglu, he's covered by Iguodala. Kept alive. Bellinelli, it's in for three. He's got 25. And so here is Charlotte. Here's Iguodala. It's off. The Bobcats advance to the second round of the playoffs as they defeat the Raptors 131-116. Boris Diaw is the Jordan Brand player of the game and some solid numbers.
No better time to deliver your A game than in the playoffs, Kevin. He took charge when his team needed it most.
Well, that'll do it for Clark Kellogg and Cheryl Miller and me, Kevin Harlan. Thanks for tuning in to the NBA Eastern Conference first round playoffs, presented by 2K Sports.